with Colin.
The 8-Man was my favorite guy with Racist Dave and everything.
Yeah. Yep, and I'm still
and then I started listening to PTR exclusively, and then Colin, you're the guy.
And now, back to PTR Radio with Colin.
I don't know that Dave likes to be referred to as Racist Dave any longer.
No.
Yeah, or me, happy replacing someone named Racist Dave. Yeah.
Well, anybody should be happy replacing somebody named Racist anything. I think that's a good. I mean, not like, as in like, hey, I'm the new Grand Dragon. Nobody wants to say that, but if you're saying, hey, I'm Hebrew Harry and I'm replacing Racist Dave, that's a good thing.
Hebrew Harry. Okay.
So that was a character on SNL, one of their skits, I think.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's I didn't just make that one up. I actually did pull that one. I think it was like
I forget which actor it was.
I don't know.
Even Dana.
I don't remember who Hebrew Harry was.
Yes,
but
There's
now
a
I have
fly
to.
in my office, and it's going to drive me nuts all the show. I can tell you this right now.
Who played Hebrew Harry? John Lovitz played Hebrew Harry. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, Hanukkah Harry is who he was. Hanukkah Harry, not Hebrew Harry. But yes, different.
It was Harry at least.
Yeah, it was a Harry. Olympics. Olympics are on. So have we been watching them? Yes, they are. Mike, I don't know that you couldn't have possibly looked at any news outlet and not known that the Olympics were happening. I mean, according to many, it's the gayest Olympics we've ever had.
It was the longs. I did watch the opening ceremonies, and I'll just say it started well, and then I said to my sister, or I texted my sister about halfway through and went, I think they lost the plot.
Well, there was
because it was a long time of nothing happening.
Well, what's crazy is I don't remember. I guess 4 years is a long time in between Olympics for me to remember.
3 years.
3 years. Outrage.
Because Tokyo was delayed.
Yeah. So I don't remember all the outrage at the opening ceremonies from one Olympic to the next. I would bet that there was outrage at the Tokyo Olympics and before that at the Rio Olympics and before that, wherever it was. But I just don't remember all the outrage blends together after a while on the internet,
I honestly do not remember any opening ceremonies drawing so much rage as this year's.
Yeah.
And
it's
all because one guy did not have shorts that fit properly. And his damn testicle is out on TV.
Well,
I think it's because no one. It's like they never realized that the fronts existed before, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, the fronts exist!"
Well,
outrage.
Well, Mike, you say that they're outraged that a testicle fell out, but have you seen women's volleyball? Hello. God forbid those women wear clothes.
And man, listen, the outrage over this, like all of a sudden, everybody. I had to take one of those. I call them touchy-feely courses. It's a class at work that really doesn't serve any technical purpose. It's not going to help me do my job any better. It's going to help the company not get sued on my behalf.
Yeah,
for some kind of stupid thing, right? So, take this class, and it's all about like emotional intelligence, which I thought was a made-up term.
EQ.
I truly did.
Mm-hmm.
And the emotional intelligence talk, one of the things they talk about is you have to be mindful of your audience so you don't offend anybody. I literally said to the instructor, I said, that's everyone.
Nowadays.
Everybody gets offended at everything. I could say the sky is blue, and I'm offending somebody because people who are colorblind can't appreciate the blueness of the sky, and you need to be sensitive to that. This is why I don't speak.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to. There's always somebody looking for a reason to get offended.
Yes.
That being said, I am not about to draw any kind of religious comparisons that seem to be making the rounds. I'm out of my element on that one.
Yeah.
But it seems like there are a lot of people that are pissed off about that.
Yeah.
And I don't know yes or no. I mean, look, you look for conspiracies, you're going to find them because you want to. That's all I'm going to say about that.
I mean, some people read in that they had, Muhammad carrying the torch at one point, but it was Snoop Dogg. Everybody just needs to that was Snoop Dogg. All right? Get over it, folks.
That man can do it all.
He is. My daughter said the other day, because I guess there was some jokes about him, because he was commentating, I guess, on ice skating, possibly badminton, and my daughter said at this point the internet is saying he's just doing side quests. He's just seeing what all he can do.
That's his job. Or you can watch water polo, women's water polo, where you can see Flavor Flav and Spike Lee enjoying watching water polo matches. Yes.
Yeah.
Because Flavor Flav is the official hype man for women's water polo.
Yes.
Okay, that is a bit surprising.
He's actually
the story goes
them for 10 years.
Wow.
The story goes that he found out that some of these athletes were working 2 and 3 jobs in order to get themselves to the Olympics. And because of that, he said, yeah, boy, I'm gonna sponsor them because nobody else will. And now he's the water polo hero.
The surprise there is not that Flavor Flav is sponsoring them. The surprise is that Flavor Flav has enough money to sponsor them. Because what has Flavor Flav done other than Flavor of Love lately? And that was a decade ago? What do you
Doesn't he still have the chicken joints?
Was there Flavor Flav's Flavorful Chicken? Flavorful Fowl? Is that what he did?
Oh, look up one of those websites that thinks that they know how much money people have and see what it says.
Okay, so Flavor Flav got out of the chicken business. He did have Flavor Flav's Chicken and Ribs.
According to CelebrityNetWorth.com, Flavor Flav is worth $2 million. That doesn't sound like a lot to sponsor a water polo group.
How much does it really cost to sponsor a water polo team?
And how much is he actually putting out of his own pocket? And how much of it is he knows people?
An average water polo club costs $2,400 for a kids league. So I don't know what an Olympic water polo team would cost.
I mean, he's probably still getting royalties from all of his Public Enemy days.
Yeah.
He probably has some kind of writing credit or producing credit for the spin-offs from Flavor of Love, which are I Love New York and I Love Money.
He's a TV producer. Oh, he produced the Surreal Life and Strange Love and Flavor of Love.
It's entirely possible he has more than $2 million, though. But he definitely has the ability to call people who have more money than he does.
Oh, and he is on that one site where you can pay celebrities to do things for you.
Cameo?
Cameo, yeah. I did know that. I don't remember how much he cost though. Flavor Flav Cameo. personalize my message. $350 and up. Boy, that's an expensive one. So.
So yeah, he's probably, the producer's side. He's probably making money that way. So
yeah. So, but I mean, I watched a little. I watched the women's kayaking the other day, and it was on. I watched women's gymnastics, the finals for the all around, and then I watched a little bit of the horse hurdles, whatever you want to call them, where horses just jump. Yep. And it was great because I saw a forward somersault, including the horse. So the horse and the rider both went head over ass. The horse got up before the rider did. It was awesome.
It's really easy to watch the Olympics on Peacock because you can just pick your sport and then there's all the, you just click on it, watch anytime you want. Which is really good because they're all happening like in the morning. So
yeah.
While we're at work.
Yeah. See,
but
I'm waiting.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I'm waiting until next week because that's when the breakdancing competitions start.
Well, skateboarding has started already.
Yep. It was delayed a bit because of rain, but no, I was going to say, so the very first day of the Olympics, the first day of competition after the opening ceremonies, I think they fixed this since then, but that first day, I really got annoyed with them because they kept interrupting my Moana 2 commercial with Olympics.
So, yeah, there are. Let's see here. The new ones or recently returned ones. So there is breakdancing debuts this year. So you're right.
Yes,
that comes in. And then surfing comes in. This is the second.
Which is definitely something to watch highlights of and not try to watch it live.
Yep.
Because watching it live is just watching people bob around in the ocean, and so one of them decides, "Oh, this is a good enough wave," and decides to go.
Skateboarding returns for its second year.
So I have to ask: did anybody else notice the irony of how quickly they cleaned up the Seine River from after our review of the Netflix movie with the Dookie water?
Well, actually,
they didn't.
According to my daughter, they haven't. They did spend a butt ton of money to try and clean up the river, but it still is very on the edge of E. coli safe, and they have had to delay the activities many, many, many times because it is not safe.
Who was it planned that movie would release and we would review it that close to the Olympics, with the Olympics happening in Paris?
Honestly, I didn't realize the Olympics were going to be in Paris. I should have known that, but I didn't know they were actually planning to do that same thing, swim in the river.
Well, yeah, the opening ceremonies were on the river.
Yeah.
Weren't they?
Yes.
But not in the river. They were just on the river.
Well, no, they were on barges.
Yeah.
But man, the French just did a terrible job of actually. So for one time, there's these golden statues that are coming up out of these pillars along the river, and there was computer graphics that were supposed to be next to them. They were kind of spinning, and you would see the words telling you who that woman is that's in that golden statue. Well, half the time they would cut the graphics would stop before all the words showed up, so you didn't really know who that person was. And the other half the time, the graphics just kind of went poop and then disappeared again. And so you see, and then there's this long span in the middle where they just showed nothing. I didn't know if one of the statues failed to come up or if the cameraman just forgot to look at it.
Well, as far as the graphics go, that's because they were using Intel Arc instead of NVIDIA for that graphics rendering. So, that's why.
And then you heard about the Korea problem? When the South Korean barge came by, they pushed the wrong button and it announced them as the North Korean barge.
Oh,
well,
dear.
Which is an international incident.
Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. That's a bit of a problem.
And I'm like, look, the order of the barges are set by by alphabetical order in French. That means they knew what the order of the barges were years ago.
Yeah.
You don't sit there like with a soundboard with buttons for each country and then you push the button for the country you see. You go, here's the next country, next.
Yeah.
So you don't have someone pushing the wrong button.
Well, it's,
And making South Korean the People's Republic of Korea. No, there was a war about that. So there's a reason they're a bit pissed off.
Other Olympic sports climbing is back.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Competitive climbing, like rock climbing.
Okay.
3-on-3 basketball.
Yeah, but when they're saying rock climbing, they have like rock climbing walls where the wall is
40 to 68
to the floor.
40 to 68 feet. Competition's been split into 2 events. So speed and climbing moves will be evaluated. 3-on-3 basketball, kayak cross, which is a canoe slalom, which is what I watched, and then so artistic swimming, whatever that means.
It's like artistic gymnastics. It's like, why?
Yeah. A new women's weight class in boxing. A new sailing event. Mixed skeet teams. And
I like skeet.
Oh
Skeet's
my
great.
God. Marathon race walk, mixed relay, track and field.
Yeah.
So mall walking, speed walking has become an event at the Olympics.
Nice.
So
Now,
I think they should have a minimum age for that. So like 60 and above only.
One thing I would suggest watching is rugby sevens. If you've never tried watching rugby sevens, it's like watching. Imagine you're watching American football, okay? But they never actually stop. They have to keep going, and the entire game is done in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's rugby sevens. It's like the fastest game you've ever seen. It's great.
Okay. Shaggy, you going?
I know. My camera kept flipping out, so I was going to switch to another one. So.
Oh.
Yep.
I'll keep back.
Yep. Come back. So, Olympics is going to be interesting this year, and I'll see what I can, but otherwise it's just kind of background noise. But yeah, it is pretty easy to watch on Peacock, so that is kind of nice. And most people can see Peacock, for they get limited commercials and that kind of stuff, so it's not too bad. Let's see.
It's just always Moana too.
Yeah. Well,
But the worst part is the commercial always starts with, and now a special peek at Moana 2. I'm like, now it is? What about those other times? Do I feel like that section of Spaceballs, or when is now going to be then?
Yeah. Well, and
it's always now.
But the great thing is there are some things that we can count for this Olympics that have happened especially it happened in the Tokyo Olympics, and I don't remember if it happened in the Rio Olympics or not, but the anti-sex beds are back in the Olympics again. Anyone who remembers.
And they have been disproven.
Yes, they have. Gymnasts have been TikToking and Instagramming videos of them performing full-out routines on their anti-sex bed.
I missed. Mama Blair said, how about men's water polo deep pantsing? Excuse me?
Yeah, so water polo, they tend to grab suits underwater. Right. And some of the men's teams, it's like you're looking going, it's it's like watching a demolition derby of people in a pool, and after a while you're just like, I mean, women's water polo is great because they wear full body suits, so there's some suit grabbing, but the men's is like that's anyway. We decided not to watch men's water polo because it just doesn't seem like that great of a sport. It just looks like a big grab ass party.
Well, don't tell Jonathan Archer that. But yeah, from Star Trek Enterprise.
Mike and I are like, okay.
Star Trek Enterprise. It was his favorite sport. So
Okay.
sorry, that's hardcore Star Trek nerds will get that. So yeah, I mean they've run out of food in Olympic Village.
There's a shocker.
Because they have plenty of baguettes, so there's no shortage of those.
Croissants.
But the French, in their culinary expertise, loaded up the culinary stores with vegetarian and vegan meals, and did not think about high protein meals like chicken and fish that the athletes might want.
Require.
Yeah, so it got so bad that the English teams, or the Great Britain teams, flew in their own chef and ingredients.
That's easy. Was such a short flight.
So
they go taking motorboats across.
His best is LeBron is like, give me 75 Royals with cheese.
But everybody was upset about Snoop Dogg being a torchbearer. So I thought, well, that cannot possibly be the first time.
Who the hell is everyone?
Well, there was
made up the best theme so far, man.
Yeah, there was a lot of outrage online about Snoop being a flag bearer because they're like, oh, he's just going to light a joint on it, or how dare he's not even an athlete, or couldn't they find anybody else, or whatever. And Colin made a good point in our little group chat of he was one of the torchbearers. Those torches only last 6 minutes. So it's not like it's going to make it the whole damn way.
And it was not in the opening ceremonies.
Yeah.
It's just one of the random guys before the Olympics who carried it for 6 minutes. But
I'm pretty sure that they...
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that they do this as like a consolation prize on The Price is Right.
Yeah, I mean,
like, oh, you didn't get called up to the Showcase Showdown. Okay, you get to carry the torch for 6 minutes in the next Olympics.
You know who else carried the torch in the 2024 Olympics? Pharrell. All right, so you contrast those two. I'll take Snoop Dogg over Pharrell any day.
Wow, I don't know about that.
On the other hand,
I'll take. Okay, you go ahead, take Pharrell. I'll take Salma Hayek.
Yeah, she carried it too.
There is something to complain about with the torch, though. So have you guys seen what the actual torch, the cauldron is for the?
Well, it looks like two juggling pins stacked on top of each other.
Yeah, I don't recall seeing what the final destination.
Not the ones they held where they. Okay, so the way the Olympics work is that every time they go to Greece and then they use a parabolic mirror to light a fire using light from the sun.
Mm-hmm.
And then they use that to light that first torch. And then the relay starts from Greece all the way to wherever it's going to go. Now, this time, during the opening ceremonies, the torch finally got to where everybody was, and then faked out everybody to go, oh, that's not actually where the torch is. So then he had to wait another half hour while it went on a boat back up the river the way it came, until it finally got to the place that they got to the Louvre, and then they ran it to the actual cauldron. Now, the actual cauldron is a recreation of a hot air balloon, and then they went up to it and they used it to light the fire that's underneath this thing, and then it goes up there because it's actually a helium. It's probably a helium balloon. So every night, this helium balloon goes up in the sky at when the sun goes down, and it stays up to about 2 a.m. They bring it back down and it stays on the ground. But here's the thing: the fire is a bunch of LED lights, and the smoke is water vapor that they just keep pumping over the thing. There's no flame. So the fire that they lit with the sun back in Greece went nowhere.
Yeah.
Because all they did was turn on a giant flashlight.
Well, yeah. I mean, other
So
torchbearers.
Snoop Dogg carried nothing.
Halle Berry.
Well, okay, so they actually carried the flame.
Yes.
Let's be clear. They carried the flame. When it got to the games, it's no longer a flame. So
yeah.
Fucking flop.
Back in 2002, Muhammad Ali, which, okay, yeah, he's an athlete.
He actually, if I
that
recall,
was in
he was
the ceremony.
Yeah, and that was I think he was the final bearer that year, and it was a big deal because you could see he was suffering the effects. Like that was like his last stand.
Yeah, but Loretta Lynn was not an athlete.
No.
She carried it in 2002
there's a lot of
as well.
musicians and actors on this list, and I'm like, come on now.
Yeah. Martin Sheen. I'll take Snoop Dogg over Martin Sheen any day. Larry King. Again, Snoop. Are you gonna take Larry King over Snoop, Mike?
No.
Okay. You were giving me a look like, yeah. Goldie Hawn, Sylvester Stallone, Ryan Seacrest. So Nia Vardalos.
If they're not carrying it during the actual opening ceremonies, then it doesn't matter. The torch gets carried by mayors and people who won something off local radio station and random people that they just find on the side of the road if nobody else is available.
And starship
it doesn't
captains.
Matter.
Like, Jean-Luc Picard carried it. Patrick Stewart. So, yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of people who have carried it who weren't athletes. So get off Snoop's back.
Yeah. But like I said, I looked. I didn't really find this evidence of people yelling about Snoop Dogg carrying the torch. I saw a lot of people making them giant
Joints,
marijuana things.
Yeah.
Joints and stuff, yeah. But
well, you just have to look at the comments. Look at the articles and then look at the comments, and that's where you find the hate for Snoop.
Well, the comments are always where the gold is. You got to dig.
It is. So, we did see some news though reported. Mike, I think you saw this as well as I did, that one of the movies that we watched a while ago is now coming true.
Yes.
And
this is dangerous.
We're one step away from Meth Gator. We're getting close to Cocaine Bear and other things, because there is a reported case of Cocaine Shark.
yes.
Several. Off the coast of Rio, they're testing sharks to have high levels of cocaine. And I believe they were finding this off of the coast of Miami as well.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me. Where do you think it goes?
Right?
Between Rio and Miami?
Of course. What?
Well, that's where the cocaine goes, between Rio and Miami.
Brazil to Miami? Okay, sure, if you say so. Mm-hmm. What I want to see, how much the sushi made from these cocaine-tainted sharks is going for. I also am afraid that one of these sharks, eventually these sharks are going to, this is how we got the shark from Suicide Squad. You know, he's going to come up out of the water one day and be like,
Shark Man, yeah. So,
but you're right. We're one step away. So the next, so we got Cocaine Bear. Now we got Cocaine Shark. We got legit Cocaine Shark.
yeah.
The next thing,
And you can't tell me, that somewhere in Louisiana there isn't some guy walking around with a pocket full of meth near a swamp. Who's getting ready to say, watch this.
what? So, all right,
It's going to happen. So we'll have meth gear.
So we got Cocaine Shark,
Mm-hmm.
Cocaine Bear.
Yep.
Now we got Cocaine Shark, and Meth Gator.
Yep.
I think the next evolution here might be Ozempic hamster.
Boy, that is a skinny hamster with a
But
big butt.
dangerous.
Is what you're saying?
What they're not telling you is Ozempic has a different effect on hamsters.
Okay.
All right, and they turn into like the Hulk.
Oh, let's see here. Oh my gosh, one of the problems is constipation or diarrhea, or that is a terrible thing from a hamster.
Okay, there's a joke in here. Mama Blair wrote in, Snoop is a huge supporter of women's gymnastics, so there is his connection to sport.
Yeah, he is.
There's a joke in here about Snoop being a lobbyist to try and get pole dancing to be an Olympic sport.
Oh, there's I
Kind
believe
of gymnastics.
I think there should be. If we're going to have ribbon dancing, we should have pole dancing.
I mean,
And if we're going
I've
to have
seen
horse dressage, then we should have pole dancing.
horse what? Horse what?
Dressage.
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 What is that?
It is.
That sounds like
Form
something you're
of-
not going to see on Peacock. What is that?
It's the highest expression of horse training, where horses and their riders are expected to perform from memory a series of predetermined movements. It's basically horse dancing.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it's like the Lipizzaner Stallions where they do the little trot and
Yeah,
Yes.
it's not like a Tijuana horse show. It's like, classy.
you didn't go to the right one then.
Yeah.
One where they actually put like paper down on the seat for you and they change it out every time. That's classy.
Yeah. So, but I don't, let's hear. Oh, let's see here. Oh, hold on. Oh, darn.
I'm
Hold on.
afraid of what you're looking up.
Why won't the games let pole dancing be a sport? In the fight for pole dancing to be included in the Olympics has begun. More specifically, it was born in.
You think I'm making this shit up?
No.
This is the truth I make up on this show. Come on.
But
Okay.
the question is, has someone created the International Federation of Pole Dancing?
Yes,
be able
they
to-
have. It
'cause
exists.
The
International-
you have to have.
The International Pole Sports Federation, or IPSF, was established in 2009. They've helped create
I know that they have a world championship, so they probably, yeah.
They've helped create 25 national federations that they govern, put on an annual international competition called the World Pole and Aerial Championships, and even helped pole sports achieve Olympic observer status in 2017.
Oh, they're getting close.
A now defunct title that meant pole was provisionally regarded as a sport. So, yeah.
The problem is that the Olympics have a policy of not wanting to increase the number of things they have.
Oh
So
no,
to add
but they'll
things,
add
they remove
what?
things.
they'll add speed climbing and skateboarding and
That's
snowboarding
because they
and
removed some things to make room for them.
oh, I
forget
think
what
we
that
can
was.
get. I think we
that's
can get rid of a few things. I think we can. Let's see. What do we think we can get rid of, guys? Olympic sports.
We're not
list.
going down this road. 'Cause
No, I guarantee I can
gotta-
get rid of something easily.
Oh, I guarantee I can too. It's going to be listeners when we start talking about this movie.
We can get rid of modern pentathlon. Let's get rid of that one right
No.
away. How about the rhythmic gymnastics? We can get rid of that.
That one you can have an argument on. Modern
Let-
pentathlon is part of track and
How
field.
many?
It
Let me ask you this.
doesn't
Okay,
save anything.
breakdancing. Which would you have more viewership on, breakdancing or pole dancing?
They don't care.
No, I no. I
If they
let
cared
me.
about viewership, they get rid of all the air rifle and air pistol events because nobody watches those.
Okay, well we can get rid of those.
Nobody wants to watch people go click.
You know. So I don't know. There's a lot we could get rid of. So we get, like you said, we get rid of surfing. They're just sitting around in the ocean bobbing. So anybody can do that. All right. Moving along. So we do have a movie to review for tonight that Mike picked out. Mike is 100% responsible for this movie.
You know what bothers me the most about this is that we usually don't call out who picked out the movies, and you guys are real quick to throw me under the bus on this one.
Well, I just
like,
want to give you
everybody-
credit.
No, credit my ass.
Credit.
Everybody knows when you pick the movie because there's boobs in it. Like,
Exactly. So
and everybody
nobody.
knows when Colin picked the movie because it's British. This is just generally bad. Okay.
Yeah, or it's a
All right,
musical.
so you threw me under the bus.
Let's
Let's go ahead. Let's get started. That's
No,
fine.
When I picked it out, it was French.
It's not English. It requires dubbing or subtitles. Yeah. Although I'll admit, I picked the last Chinese movie, so All right. So yeah. So this week we have Planet Dune, not Doom. Dune.
Not Dune, as in the super spectacle remake with not Planet Dune. Yeah.
Yes. Not Doom as in like the arcade game. Nope. This is Dune as in, as you'll find out, worms. So, all right, Mike, take it away and tell everyone about this fine feature film.
Oh God! All right, so immediately after the opening credits finished, I started to wonder if this movie was violating one of our rules. Technically, it is. This movie was produced by Atomic Blonde Entertainment. However, it was distributed by The Asylum.
Yeah.
So that tells me this was in the same vein. And holy hell, what the hell happened to Sean Young? So we start with the rookie disobeying orders to save a Russian cosmonaut. Instead of prison, she gets assigned a detail on the planet Dune, flying a crap ship with a criminal crew. Astrid decides to act like she's still in the Space Force, doesn't make friends at all, and apparently she drinks. Kids, do not drink and fly. That's lesson number one. They get sent down to planet Dune on a rescue mission. They land on a planet. The freighter where they're supposed to be helping isn't where it's supposed to be, and we now have our first clue that they should not be walking on the surface of the planet. Crew discovers a booze, and of course, just in time to dilly-dally enough to invite a sandworm to find them. We are getting blatant rip-offs here, people. We haven't seen Sean Young since the first 5 minutes. Stealing a scene right out of Tremors. Astrid makes a break for the rock island to draw the worm away so her crew can get to safety. And of course, the comms are down. The crew doesn't know there are multiple worms. Or wait, now they do. With the crew divided, there's now a subplot of money, of course, and the worms are circling. Time is running out, well, because a planet loses oxygen in the course of an hour to the point where the environment becomes toxic. Duh! Now there's a worm in a ship, which defies all known logic about sandworms. Yeah, I heard it after I said it, and goddamn it, yes, I take it back. It sounded dumb. It seems they were aware of the worms. And Sean Young is back, but it ain't good. See, she turns into the hero here. And let's not forget about the volcano, because we didn't have enough going on in this movie. Wait, now they're riding a damn worm. Are they gonna? They're gonna rip off every major plot point from Dune in this adaptation, air quotes, and now they're making a bomb from items in a research pack. I am resourceful, but I'm a little surprised they didn't use any of the moonshine in the making of this bomb. However, they took a page from Howard's book. Moonshine thins the mix, gets you another 50 RPMs. Okay, now listen. If I knew this was an asylum flick, I never would have put it on the list. 100%, my bad. And how the hell is Sean Young top billed when she's in the movie for 12 minutes? Giving this one a verb. Not a puke, only because the effects weren't terrible. Now, a couple of points. How come pilots seem to go faster when there are obstacles to avoid? She sped up through the asteroid field. For why? A multi-tool pair of pliers is not a weapon. I want to be real clear on this, because I got 2 of them in my truck, and if I ever get pulled over, they're not weapons. They're pliers. Now, how come the mechanic guy said he had to climb, and the guy's like, I can't climb, I'm not. But he had the Batman-style grappling hook that he shot up, and it just reeled them up. Now, that's just bad writing. That's lazy. And gentlemen, I apologize for making you sit through this movie.
Oh, I'll go. So I was actually happy to see Asylum, because it's been a long time since we watched an Asylum film. And so I was looking forward to cheese. So, you know, and it delivered 110%. It was, you know, it was blue cheese wrapped in Munster, wrapped in cheddar. So that's what it was, with a side of mozzarella. It was so cheesy, horrible acting, excessively long scenes that didn't forward it anywhere. They could have chopped out 30 or 45 minutes easily. You know, and yes, Mike, I also saw, okay, here's Tremors. Here is the scene at the end putting moonshine into the gas tank of the rocket ship. Yeah, blatant ripoff of Down Periscope. But it was hilarious. You know, it was bad. It was I have seen better CGI on commercials. All right. That probably had a bigger budget than this movie. So I also am going to give this a verb. I was up in the air on what I was going to give it, but I think Mike's right. I think a verb is accurate. And the only thing I can say is there are worse movies. And the 2 worst movies I can think of is Sand Serpents, which is terrible. And I just forgot the second movie. But Moon 44. All right, those are the 2 movies that are worse. So, because the CGI in Moon 44 is horrendous. Acting's better, CGI worse. So, you know, but yes, this is don't watch this. All right, Colin.
So, a couple of things. So, first off, Sean Young really shouldn't be playing this part. She looks more like a dinner lady now, so she needs to find a dinner lady part because she looked perfect behind the chow line in a elementary school. Yeah, it's like, um, I think you're underplaying how much of this movie is just Tremors, because it's mostly Tremors that's masquerading as a Dune knockoff. Um, I think some of the special effects from the beginning of the movie were actually quite good. Once you actually start having the sandworms and stuff, it's terrible. But the beginning of it, when Asteroid is like saving the Russian cosmonaut and stuff, there was some quite competent stuff there. Not wasn't great, but it was competent. I was like, oh, I actually thought maybe the asylum is actually getting better at this. But I think that's where they spend all their time and money is those scenes. Uh, but the biggest issue with Asylum always is they're terrible, terrible scripts. I actually don't think the acting was that terrible because I actually thought some of them seemed like actually competent actors. And I would like to see them in a actual competent movie with people who know how to direct and know how to write dialogue correctly. Because they didn't have anything here. For example, I thought the actress playing Astrid actually had times where I felt like, oh, she actually knows how to act. If she just had something good to read, maybe she could actually be something. Um, anyway, just because of those few elements, I actually decided to give this a meh, slightly higher than you guys, just because I think there are some diamonds in this rough that could be rehabilitated into something.
I the part that I liked about this movie was they proved you can be a functional alcoholic. So finally, a functional alcoholic in a movie.
I think that's been proven elsewhere, but okay.
Not usually in a movie. So, all right.
That to me, actually, the making Astrid an alcoholic, I think, was the stupidest thing in the entire movie because it made her
They had to
character
do it.
completely. If they had a different, they had so many other characters on that ship that they could have had be the functional alcoholic, it didn't make any sense for who she was supposed to be.
It would have made more sense if like the mechanic guy was, because he would have known to pour his booze into the thing,
True.
which still doesn't make sense. But that actually could also be a ripoff of Spaceballs if you think about it.
Yeah.
I was going to
Liquid
say that.
Schwartz.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
it was more Spaceballs to me.
All right. Mike, what do we have?
We're 1-31, and Colin is on deck. We're calling it out ahead of time.
All right. And 25.
25. Okay. Colin, I think you're going to be safe about this one. This is on Netflix. It is called Hunter Killer.
Okay.
When the Russian president gets kidnapped in a coup, an American submarine captain leads a rescue mission in hopes of avoiding all-out war. Starring Gerard Butler, Gary Oldman, and Common.
Yes. And Linda Cardellini.
That's a bonus.
Yeah. And a lot of other people I don't know. So, let's see here. Linda Cardellini was from Scooby-Doo. She played Velma in the 2002 Scooby-Doo movie.
She also played
Laura Barton in Avengers.
Laura Barton, who is rumored that she might actually be Bobby Morse, or revealed to be Nightingale eventually. She was also in one of my favorite movies of all time, Grandma's Boy.
Oh, I thought you were going to say New Girl. All right.
But we have like 7 minutes left of our usual. So let me ask this question:
What's up?
what do you guys think of the Marvel news?
What? That Robert Downey Jr. is going to play Doctor Doom?
Yes.
I think it's a mistake.
Yeah, confused.
Not that I
Yeah.
think RDJ can't pull that off. I think it's a mistake.
Yeah, I agree.
It
It just seems silly and pointless. Either he's going to be completely behind a mask the entire time, which means it's a waste of time. Or,
I also think a third reboot of a franchise is not needed. So.
Oh no, they're. This is bringing it into the overall MCU.
I know, but this will be the third time they've tried the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, but it's the first time inside the MCU.
But it is the third time they've tried the Fantastic Four.
Okay,
But that doesn't matter.
Okay, to your point, they've done 3 Batmans, and arguably, the latest is the truest to character.
Maybe, but I didn't even watch the latest one because I'm so burnt out on Batman. I'm tired of a retelling of the same story every time. So, I didn't even watch it.
How many versions of Incredible Hulk did they have before? I mean, the number of tries they've had at it doesn't matter. And with the huge numbers that Deadpool and Wolverine got this last weekend, there's no way they're going to stop.
I mean, it's like another Superman. Really? We need another Superman? Because they're going to come out with another one.
Everything that's happening on the DC side, I'm like, nothing they try is good because they keep trying to look like Marvel. Yeah, go back to the Christopher Reeve Superman. There was no dark. There was no gritty. It was just, it was bright, and it was, that's what I want DC to be. I want DC to be DC. I don't want DC to try to be Marvel.
I don't know. Maybe they should just make Underdog.
Well, okay, and to your point, Marvel shouldn't try and be DC. Well, no.
Agreed.
I think I got a little backwards here. So, I'm thinking the last move, the Marvels, Marvels.
Yeah, I didn't even see that.
I stopped 20 minutes
I didn't like it at all. I thought that they were trying to be too comedic with it. And it felt forced. Like they felt like they had to put something out there.
No, I agree.
You can be comedic and Marvel, but you have to go R-rated and be Deadpool.
Or Ant-Man.
Or Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ant-Man worked. Yes.
Until Quantumania.
Yeah. Then it was just ridiculous.
I felt like Quantumania was just bad.
Yeah.
They started going off the deep end a little bit crazy at that point. And I think, okay, here's my opinion. I think the best thing that's happened to Marvel is what happened to Jonathan Majors. The fact that...
The $6 million man?
No. Maybe I got his name wrong, but the guy who was playing Kang.
Kang?
And then,
go on.
Then he got in trouble for beating his girlfriend or whatever. So Marvel got rid of him. And that's why they're going with Doctor Doom now instead of Kang, because they had to get rid of the actor.
Well, yeah, but I thought they just recast.
No, they got rid of Kang. They're switching to Doctor Doom.
Well, but they've got a whole lineup for that whole storyline.
No, because Deadpool just took it over.
Right. They swapped it out because the Avengers. It was supposed to be the Kang Dynasty, and they retitled it to was it Doom? Something centered around Doctor Doom.
Oh, okay.
And that worked because
Yeah,
my thing was that entire storyline they're on is terrible. I tried to read those as comic books, and they just were terrible. And you could tell that Marvel was just losing it, and nobody wanted to watch the movies. And it's because they chose the worst possible storyline to base everything off of. So they've had to reset. Now they're bringing Doctor Doom in. Maybe they're going to a different storyline now, which would actually be interesting and bring people back in again.
I mean, what the thing that I don't like with Marvel right now is they're leaning too much into the multiverse idea. Now, I have no spoilers here. I have not seen Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah,
I know there are a ton of cameos, right, that are unexpected, and a lot of them are. The whole theory is multiverse based. I get that. However, don't make that a factor for all your freaking movies going forward. Don't center around that. I think that's
no. I think what Deadpool and Wolverine does is actually blow the whole thing up and make fun of it.
Good.
And maybe get off that kick and get us back onto more solid ground of things that make sense again.
Yeah, the best thing to come out of the whole multiverse saga was the Spider-Man movie, where you got all three Spider-Men in the same movie. To me, that was a brilliant use of that.
It was fun.
And I love that.
Yes.
I thought it was great. It was fun. Yeah.
But I don't want another one.
No.
So.
And I don't want Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom.
I don't want him as a bad guy now. I had him as a good guy. I don't want him as a bad guy. It's like, although let me preface this, because this is what got me before. I've been proven wrong before, okay? I liked Chris Evans as Johnny Blaze.
Fantastic. You can say it. You can say it now, okay? It's fine. You can say it now. You like Cobbler. You can say it.
No.
Safe space. You can say it.
I did like him in that movie. Oh, what the hell's playing now? Oh, okay, hold on.
I like those movies. They were okay. They weren't great. They were okay.
And I didn't think that he would make a good Captain America, but he made the best Captain America.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll be proven wrong. Maybe Robert Downey Jr. will make the best Doctor Doom. Although I really think I think that in the first iteration, well, not the first, but actually this will be the fourth reboot, really, of Fantastic Four, because there was one before, but it never got much airplay. There was one in the 90s. That
was the one that they made just to keep the rights. They had to make a movie and put it out in order to keep the rights.
But they still made it.
A craptastic one that looked like, the thing basically was a guy with an orange foam head.
Yeah, but I
thought Julian, what's his name?
I thought
he was a good Doctor.
Yeah, he was great because he also played. Because at that time he was just coming off of Nip Tuck, and he played a dick in that too. So it was right up his alley. So So
I thought he was good. Yeah. I thought that cast was decent,
and I
thought
I loved Michael Chiklis.
It was
as the
campy.
Thing. It was great.
I wanted to like the Miles Teller Fantastic Four. I did. I really wanted to like it. I don't know why I didn't.
Yeah.
Probably because it was just terrible.
Because it sucked. Yeah, that's why.
It makes sense for me. Doctor Doom should be like the Mandalorian. You shouldn't take his mask off.
Right.
It should not matter who's behind the mask. So wanted to just be the voice of Doctor Doom. That's fine, but I don't see the point.
But he does have to have his mask off in the beginning because you have to establish
do the
how he
origin
becomes
story.
Doctor Doom.
Yeah. Actually, they why?
Well, you don't have to. You're right, but it would make sense if It wouldn't make sense if they did.
Right?
I don't think
Doctor
it would tell
Doom
a good
should
story.
be. You can have a mysterious Doctor Doom. Yeah, the whole point of Doctor Doom is that he has his own country. He's the leader of that country. He doesn't need to have any backstory that's related to any of the other characters. He's just Doctor Doom.
Okay. If they want to go that route, I guess.
Yeah.
What the hell was I going to say? Oh, just to bring it full circle with something else here. Mama Blair made a comment last show about how I reminded her of one of the characters on this show, the Bear. Well, turns out that the actor is the one playing Ben Grimm in the new Fantastic Four. And yeah, thanks. I've been binge watching The Bear every minute I get now. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. And I'm not sure whether I should be pleased or insulted, depending on the scene that this guy reminds you of me. And if I start calling everybody cousin, watch out.
All right. Well, I think with that said, we are going to call it an evening for tonight. So thank you to everybody for tuning in. Look out for our next show here coming up in a couple weeks. That'll put us at the 12th. That's right, August 12th. That's my birthday week. So, that'll be nice. It'll be peak fair time here. So, we'll be talking about all things deep fried. And, we'll have news about other fairs going on around the world, I'm sure. So, other than that, I will, and actually that'll be right after I have an appearance on the 11th, actually out at the lake. I will be at a pool party. So if you're interested in having a we're doing a cookout and a pool party that I'm DJing at. So if you're interested, come on out to Lake Springfield Christian Assembly, and I'll be there, spinning family-friendly tunes. So,
Do you need any Kids Bop?
No, I'm good on Kids Bop. Thanks. I am
okay. I can hook you up if you need it.
I'm good there. Nope, good there.
Okay.
So, nope. But that's about all that I've got coming up. You guys got anything?
Nope.
I have a appearance on the small screen on August 9th, where they're going to be doing a follow-up to my on-screen debut in Mike's Colonoscopy.
Ooh.
And then on the 17th, I will be the second act at a wedding where I'm filling in when the band decides they need to go pee.
Mike, the pee break DJ.
Extravaganza.
Oh, we
It's
also
Mama Blair's 50th anniversary on Saturday. Happy anniversary, Mama Blair and Papa Blair.
That's right. So everybody, make sure to stay cool this summer. Lots of storms, I think, hitting several areas around this week too. So make sure that you stay safe. All right. With that said, folks, we're out of here. I'm Shaggy.
I'm Colin.
I am Mike the 8 Man.
Stick a fork in us, folks. We are done. Later.